there, Bronco Planet. This is Shad in the studio. Yes, we've got Green Bay in the studio. Jeff Gossman, longtime buddy, great diehard Bronco fan, and you gotta love Packers fans. A lot like Denver, market similar, diehard fans. Surprised you don't have the cheese head on though, Jeff.
Yeah, my cheese head actually took a bite in the dust a couple games ago. I threw it at the TV and it ripped in half. So,
well, that happens during sports season. You need to get one of those fake bricks.
Yeah, I have one of those too.
Oh, do you? Yeah. Well, we got just a dynamic game for all NFL fans this week. We got the 6-0 Broncos against the 6-0 Packers. We brought Jeff in to kind of give us some insight on what's working with the Packers and tell us a little bit about your team. We'll talk Broncos. So let's kick it off. What do you feel good about? What do you worry about, Jeff?
Well, thanks, Shad. Thanks for having me here. I feel good about the defense. Our defense is playing above and beyond what they thought they could do coming into the season. We're leading the league in points, just ahead of the Broncos, so it's going to be a defensive struggle. We've got some young guys stepping up, especially in the secondary. But I'm a little worried about the edges of our offensive line. Both of the tackles are kind of struggling. We've got a lot of injuries, so that's really hurt us. Obviously, losing Jordy Nelson at the beginning of the season killed us. He was a deep ball threat and a go-to guy for Aaron Rodgers, and we haven't really replaced him yet. We've had a lot of other injuries. I think this is replicating 2010. If you remember, the Packers had, I think, 15 people on injured reserve going into the playoffs as a wild card team and actually fought through and won the Super Bowl that year. So I'm hoping that's kind of a karma again. But it's not a fun way to go because we've really been battling injuries.
Yeah, it's funny that I ask a Packer fan, what do you love about your team? And he talks about the defense. I mean, everybody you hear talking around town is all about Aaron Rodgers. And they should be talking Aaron Rodgers because he's 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, which is an area that the Packers are doing well. I think Denver has more takeaways on defense, but as far as the giveaways and not making errors, it's just, Aaron Rodgers is just, he's got less passing yards than Peyton Manning, which may surprise some people.
Absolutely.
But boy, is he efficient.
Yeah, and he keeps protecting the ball. I think one thing that's really amazing about Aaron Rodgers is just the speed at which he can see things and make decisions. So he makes great decisions every time. He's very mobile, so I think that's still going to help us a little bit, especially up the middle. I know looking up at some of the line ups against the Broncos front four, against our offensive line, we're really strong in the center. Our center and our 2 guards are very strong. So I think up the middle is where his release valve is going to be. As I mentioned, the tackle play is going to be the tough thing. They're going to come around the edge. DeMarcus Ware, you guys got some great Brandon Marshall coming up the middle. You've got some awesome front 7 that's going to be tough to keep off.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised because I love Cobb. Cobb's been awesome forever. And boy, what a pickup Jones has been for you guys and helped me in FanDuel week after week. So I love me some Jones. I don't want him this week, but you look at Cobb and Jones together, they're neither of those in the top 25 in receiving. You look at Lacy. If you would have gone to any football fan out there and said, "Hey, Ronnie Hillman is going to have more rushing yards than both Starks or Lacy," you would have punched me in the face for being stupid. But Lacy's been banged up.
Yep, Lacy's been hurt. I think he had three or four carries the last game. We do think he's fully available, 100% strength this coming week. So the bye week couldn't have come better for us. We were banged up. So that's the good thing. I think there's a lot of stats. I think Coach McCarthy and the team is I think they're undefeated coming off a bye week. So they always make adjustments. If I remember last year, do you remember the RELAX, relax,
yes.
Right? We were 2-3 last year. We were struggling. We were reeling last year trying to find our identity. Coming off the bye week, we had the worst rush defense in the entire league. We were dead last. And coming out, we moved Clay Matthews inside, which was a big shocker.
Wearing his jersey
that's
there.
Right, Clay the playmaker. But I don't know that we're going to do anything that drastic, but I do know that Coach McCarthy has the team ready after bye week. Now, you guys are coming off a bye week as well.
And so I don't
think anything could be more even. The defenses, the way our offenses are struggling, it's going to be a tight game.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun game too. I do remember sitting. I know you were at the same game. We talked about it a little earlier when Brett Favre, first play of overtime, scorches the Broncos, and then of course we all remember Elway's helicopter play in the Super Bowl. So there's been dynamic plays that have kind of defined, and it's been dynamic quarterback play. And you talk about relax. Bronco fans have been having a hard time relaxing with Peyton Manning in that offense. So if there there was ever a time, I've heard that they've been putting in a lot of extra practice time. The defense is in the locker room. They're adjusting. Demaryius Thomas, at the bye, 6 games in, 1 touchdown. Demaryius has got to step up his game. So I think the Broncos' key for victory is got to stop the takeaways, right? Yeah. Protect that ball, and you've got to do better in the red zone and during third down conversions. I think I looked it up. The Packers 14 and 15 in the red zone and on third down conversion, the Broncos are like 29 and 30. So if we don't get better in that third down area and in the red zone, we've got no shot. I think Crosby will probably kick 50 million field goals.
Yeah, we'll take that. He's on my FanDuel team this week. I'm counting on a couple 50-yarders.
No, that's a great one because Denver does give up some yardage, but they tend to tighten up. So that's a wise play. So speaking of FanDuel, our good buddy Bill's Sports Collectibles is going to take care of us, and we're going to take a quick break here, and then we're going to both put together a couple teams with some free FanDuel money and see if we can't win some money. And Jeff, you got some pressure to meet up to because our cheerleader last week, her and I won $50.
Really?
So you get $50 is what you got to try and come away with at least $50 or you're out.
That's a good challenge. I think I can take that on.
So we're going to take a short break and we're going to talk some FanDuel here in just a second. All right, we're back. We are putting our hometown lineups in. You got to have at least 3 players from the Packers. I got to have at least 3 players from the Broncos. We're going in $5, trying to win $150,000. Okay. And more than that, we want to beat our buddy over there at That's Good Sports, Brandon Perna. Our team last week kicked his butt. We won $50. He won goose egg. So what do you got, Brandon? So, all right, go ahead, Jeff. Walk me through your team.
Okay, so my team, I'm going to switch it up a little bit. I'm going to pull in the Packers defense. I do like what they might be able to do against Peyton Manning in the offense. I'm going to keep Mason Crosby, like him in the altitude and hometown feel. And then I'm going to bring in the tight end, Richard Rodgers, who has actually stepped it up the last few weeks, and I do like some of the matchups that he might present. Your cornerbacks are really strong, so I think we can open some things up in the middle in your safety play. So I do like Richard Rodgers. That's my 3 right at the bottom: tight end, kicker, defense.
There you go. All right, cover the rest of your line.
Yeah, then I still have Carson Palmer's quarterback, Troy Gurley for running back for the Rams, Forsett. And then Antonio Brown, which is my new receiver, I was able to move up with some money that I saved, Steve Smith. And then I pulled in your old hometown favorite, Eric Decker, like him against Oakland.
Just for the lady folk, you got to put in a little Eric Decker. All right, well, interesting. You don't go with Aaron Rodgers, huh? Not comfortable about your quarterback?
Well, I do. It's a lot of money. He's a pretty expensive player, and I don't like the return on value there.
Well, I do think that the Broncos got to worry out for a Rodgers this week, and I think you got the right Rodgers. I think they're tight end. Broncos have not done well against tight ends, so you know your stuff there, Jeb. All right, well, my team. God, I hate to even say this. I got to get a little throw up in my mouth every time I bring it up. Phillip Rivers at quarterback. I think they're going to have to battle back and forth. Baltimore's defensive backs stink. I think that's who he's going against this week. So I go with Freeman. Boy, when Freeman's on, boy, he can throw some yardage in there. So going with Freeman and Gurley for my running backs. And then I'm throwing Emmanuel Sanders. Getting ready to go for another 100-yard game. Steve Johnson, one of the things you like to do in FanDuel, it's called stacking. Go with the quarterback and line it up with the receiver. And I couldn't afford Keenan Allen, so I went Stevie Johnson. I got Michael Floyd. I know John Brown's been a little banged up. Going with Bennett, stole your tight end choice. And then to finish out my 2 other Broncos that I need out of the team, McManus.
Yep, he's been solid.
And then the Broncos defense.
They're good.
Yep, I want to wish you good luck as an owner of the Green Bay Packers. And I don't know, though. We got Alumni weekend. You got Pat Bowlen. Going to the Ring of Fame. There's going to be a lot of pressure for Peyton Manning, who I think who loves the game, right?
He does.
Remember when he went and saw Ray Lewis after the Broncos law? Manning knows that the end's near. I think he's got the alumni in town. I think he could step up and surprise some people this week.
He's good. He's a classic Hall of Famer, so he's awesome.
Well, good luck, sir.
Good luck to you, too.
We'll catch you on the backside. Thanks, everyone. Good luck, Broncos.
Go Pack.
Woo, Bronx.
Go Pack.